So my next story is also pandemic related. So this is also from the New York Times. Again, please don't chastise me for being a liberal rag, blah, 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 blah. This is widely reported. The title is Advice on Airborne Virus Transmission Vanishes from CDC Website. Now, I talked last week about the information, the real-time, up-to-date information on the pandemic being, the release of that information being moved from the CDC itself up to the spokesperson for Health and Human Services. Why is this an issue? Well, Health and Human Services is, like I just said, by and large acting, or the Secretary of Health and Human Services is by and large acting as a proxy of President Trump. President Trump has admittedly sought to downplay the election throughout the entire has sought to downplay the pandemic throughout the entire scope of the pandemic. He has said that explicitly. So now the real-time virus data that physicians use to make treatment decisions is being filtered through the spokesperson for Health and Human Services. Not a good idea getting too political. The virus is not political. The coronavirus, SARS-CoV-2, is not Republican or Democrat. And God knows the virus is not a member of the deep state. It's just not. I'm sorry. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't fit that nicely into the administration's response to this. Okay, it's also not fake news. So this story, Advice on Airborne Virus Transmission Vanishes from CDC Website. This story is again another example of how information directly related to the pandemic is being filtered politically through the White House. So the CDC released information that showed that the coronavirus can spread through or via airborne transmission very easily, much more easily than we originally thought. Somebody in good conscience presumably posted that, and then it was yanked down because the president doesn't want anything going out about anything that could make him look worse, anything that can make the pandemic look worse, because ultimately he's got to own what's happened this year at the ballot box. He just has to. That's how elections work. And this is not acceptable. Everything is not politics. A lot of presidents have done bad things, have acted politically when they shouldn't have. Nobody has politicized every single aspect of the federal government the way that Donald Trump has. Nobody in the history of the country. This is an American history. This is an American history fact. Okay. Anybody who is a political science graduate, as am I, anybody who is an American government historian or American history historian, please tell me if I'm wrong. I know I'm not wrong, but tell me if I am. This is ridiculous, not acceptable. And people need to reflect that in their voting choices.